Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Gems of Quran class. Hope you are settled comfortably and ready to collect the gems from Surah Baqarah Rukun number 13. Allah will reward you tremendously for your efforts to learn the words of Allah and His glorious Quran and strengthen your connection with your Rabb. Let us recheck our intentions, can make intentions of the God while sitting to learn Allah's deen and occupy our tongues with the best remembrance of La ilaha illallah. For the lips do not even move while listening to the treasures of Allah. Quick reminder, please make sure that your cell phones are on silent mode, your faces are on smile mode, and you have a blue pen to write your notes. Alhamdulillah, in a hadith, Rasulullah said, whoever doesn't have intention of Islamic knowledge, Allah will ease the way to paradise for him. The angels will lower their wings, pleased with this seeker of knowledge, and everyone in the heavens and on earth will ask forgiveness for this knowledgeable person. Even the fish in the deepest of waters will ask for this forgiveness. This is reported in Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah, and Tirmidhi. Inshallah, I will brother Jazakallah.
All right, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's try it one more time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, it's another day, guys. It's another day of our life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, right? So we need to be feeling blessed that we got this day today, that we were able to get up, right, and come here to this class. Obviously, may Allah reward each and every one of you to be coming out here on a Saturday morning, right? Not many people are doing that. And sometimes we do feel tired because it's very possible that you slept maybe late last night, right? But again, the reward is with Allah of whatever effort we do of learning the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So that is an effort that Allah is going to reward only. There is no worldly reward that any of us can get from anybody for all that effort, inshallah. So let's start with that. So what we are going to do is, we will go to our ruku number 12. So hopefully everybody had a chance. We obviously had an extra week's break because of the spring vacation here. So hopefully everybody had a chance to at least circle back on what we studied, right? What was Ruku 12 about? And hopefully you had a chance to make sure that if you were not in the class, you were able to catch up or complete the word meaning, that you were able to write down the 5 lessons from Ruku number 12. You were able to write down your most favorite ayah or the ayah that resonated with you the most. And then you were able to do your homework, which was to revise the word meaning at home for at least 3 times. Now, really the benefit out of this class is going to be if you are doing that repetition at home, right? Because we do want to make sure that there is a difference in your learning from the time you came in, right, till the time you will be done in just a few more weeks. So there has to be that improvement, and you should be able to see that yourself. So with that said, let's get to our sharing part, okay? So let's have a few of you share what we did in Ruku number 12, or even outside of that, I will open it up to say anything that you think is going to benefit this class, right? With the content that we are studying, anything that is going to be beneficial for the others to hear. Something that you think you learned over the last couple of weeks that you think is beneficial that you can share with others. Okay, go ahead, Azam.
Sacrifice your iman, your deen, or your after to something you can do, because later it will surely do damage for you.
That's true. Never make any compromise, right? In your values, there has to be a set of values that each one of us hold or should hold, right? The minimum set of values, and you should never be compromising on any of those values, right? Because again, we don't want one thing that we do wrong and then we have to do 10 other things wrong to cover that one wrong, right? We don't want to get into that situation. All right, who else? Go ahead.
We now want to be among the two groups who were punished in Bani Israel, who were the people who transgressed and the bystanders who were watching it and that didn't stop it from happening.
That's right. Right? If we are not doing something about something wrong, then we are part of it. Right? And there is different levels of how do we stop something wrong from happening, from stopping it physically, at least feeling bad in our heart, which is the lowest level of Iman. But again, we have to do something about it. Not just ignore it or not just not do anything, because otherwise we become part of it. And then Allah's wrath, comes on those as well who are just bystanders. Right? Okay, good job, mashallah. Who else? Then go ahead.
We shouldn't fall for desires even when we're told that they're a test. Like Harith and Marut, they were a test for the people of Bani Israel, but they still tried to do magic.
That's right. Right. Harut and Marut, they were basically telling the people that they are a test. Right? But still, people wanted to learn the things that they learned from them, and they basically mostly used it for causing more distress among the people of that community, right? So we again should not be doing things that are going to take us to the wrong path, right? Okay, Samir, you raise your hand.
Allah does everything for a reason, and we might not see it in the heat of the moment, but if you look back at it, it's probably a blessing.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes there has been stories that, you may see out on the internet or may even know about. Sometimes I know of people who have, for example, they went to the airport, right, and they were going to catch a flight, and they could not catch the flight because they got delayed in traffic, right, and they were unhappy because they missed a flight, and then they found out that the plane actually crashed, right? So, they got delayed, they probably got angry on why they got stuck in traffic and what happened, but when they found out later that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was wanting to save them, right? That's why they could not get there in time. And sometimes we don't understand why some things are happening. Sometimes it may, on the face of it, it may seem that something is really bad, but it may not be truly bad for us. We may just not realize it at that time, right? Similarly, things happen in school as well. Sometimes we think, why are we not, sometimes it may feel very well that, you want to be part of a group and that group is not taking you in, right? And sometimes we may feel left out. But longer term, sometimes we find out that it was probably better that we were not part of that group, right? And other things also. So just keep that in mind, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for sharing. Go ahead.
I wrote this thing saying, in verse 1 or 2, what it says about the magic, as it was a trial, and they told them it was wrong, but they still did it. So they would do the same thing with the things that are wrong today, but
one thing is going to happen is there is going to be trials for everybody in your lives. Sometimes bigger ones, sometimes smaller ones. Sometimes at your age, getting into middle school, getting into high school, sometimes there are trials that Yusuf alayhi salam faced, right? Remember the trial that he faced, right, in Egypt, right, with the wife of Aziz, right? That was a trial for him, right? And this is a trial that any one of you can face, right? With the kind of society we live in and the kind of environment that we live in, right? There are certain values that in Islam, we don't consider certain things appropriate, that the society here considers them to be okay, right? And that may cause you to be led into some trial situations, in your environment. So keep that in mind, that we don't, Allah is going to test you, and sometimes it's difficult to get through things, but as long as you have the remembrance of Allah, right, that is what is going to get you through, inshallah. Okay? All right, anybody else? All right, so the people who did not share today, right, next time I'm going to be calling upon you. Okay, so please make sure that you have at least gone through the lesson, right, and we are willing to share. And it could be that you are probably shy, but there is nothing to be shy here. Okay? It is we are all learning from each other. So let's make sure, and again, whatever you're sharing, if anybody benefits from it, right, the reward is going into your book of deeds also, inshallah. All right, Jazakumullah khair.